Hello everyone, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a fun card for you with the Pup in a Cup stamp set by Not2Shabby Shop. So here's the stamp, the cute little dog in the to-go cup. Lots of sentiments. There's coffee related sentiments, dog related sentiments, but there's also general ones such as hello, hang in there, happy birthday, for someone sweet, and so on. So really good, versatile sentiments. So I'm just starting off with the stamping. I thought I'd show you how I condition my stamps. I just use my white eraser. If you've been watching my videos, you know that white eraser is my best friend in the craft room. So I'm just going to use my Lawn Fawn ink here, stamp this up a couple times, and I'm ready to go with the coloring. So today I'm going to be using my Ohuhu brush tip markers. If you saw the recent review or just kind of recommendation that I did, these are an affordable alcohol marker that I would definitely recommend if you're looking for a brush tip as opposed to a fine tip or what's sometimes called a bullet tip. So I've done a few videos coloring and I haven't used the warm grays with you yet, so I thought I would do that for the puppy dog. So I am starting out with my darkest, the WG4. My midtone is the WG3, and then my lightest is the WG01. So all of the marker caps are listed to the left-hand side from darkest at the top to lightest on the bottom. So I did my first layer and felt like those darker shadows got really pushed back. So I'm just going to bring in that darkest marker and the mid-tone again, and I'm pulling some of that darker color a little bit further into the image, blending that out with my mid-tone. And I find I'm getting really good blending with these markers, which is making me super happy. I decided to do his muzzle a little bit darker, so I'm not going to use the WG01 here. I did bring in the 120, which is actually black. I wish there was a bit more of a darker color. I have the 72 set. I am saving my pennies for the 120 set. And in the set that I have, there isn't really a good transition between that kind of dark, but like I'm looking for a darker contrast. And the only thing I have is the 120. So it's a bit dark, but I'm trying to work in that blending. Colored up his nose and his tongue there with a pink. I found it a little too pink, so I brought in a lighter brown marker just to kind of mute that back a little. So adding some of my black glaze pen to the eyes, I'm going to let that dry while I continue to color. You can see here, I really didn't like how that was working for his muzzle, so I brought in the BR1. Felt like I needed the BR2 as well, and really just trying to pull that black color out, and I'm much happier with that. So for the mug, I thought I would do a teal color. My color palette in the end turns out to be teal, pink, and yellow, which I think is a really sweet color combination. So I'm using G5, G4, and PB10 for the cup, and I decided to just go ahead and lay down full coverage over the entire area, just to kind of wet that paper and help with the blending. Now I'm only doing the top part right now because I don't want the ink on the bottom of the cup to dry before I can actually get to it. So I'll work on the top part here, and then once I get that done, I will do the same thing with the bottom. So I'm just laying the darkest color to the sides and that top back portion of the cup. There'd be a shadow under his little paws there that are hanging over the top of the cup. And then I can go ahead and blend that out with the mid-tone and of course follow that with the lightest color. So here I am going ahead and I am laying down that full coverage. Now you notice that when I did that, I kept my marker in the same way. So I did it all vertical, and that way there's less streaking. So here I'm bringing in the mid-tone and just a little bit of shading to that darkest sides near the bottom of the cup, and I also did put a little bit on the very bottom. So for the coffee sleeve and the whipped cream or whatever is in the cup, I'm using CG04, CG2, CG00, and then the colorless blender. So I've just added those very darkest shades to the corners of the coffee sleeve. You can see there's little sketch lines there to help you with the shading, and that was super easy to color up. So for the bow and the heart, I'm going to use yellows. I'm using Y2, Y3, and GY6. You can see just laying in those shadows to the center of the bow, and then the lightest to the outside, and then on one side of the heart, and then bringing that lightest color through to the other. Now just using my white gel pen here to add some details. So I added those dots back into the eyes, did some polka dots on the bow, and a little highlight on the heart. Added some highlights down the right side of the cup. I'm really liking the bold highlights lately. And now I can go ahead and fussy cut out this image. So now I'm ready to work on my card, which is very clean and simple. So I'm going to use some worn lipstick Distress Oxide for the back here, just doing really light coverage. And I should tell you about the hop. We're more than halfway through and I haven't even talked about it. So this video is part of the Not2Shabby Pup in a Cup hop. It's a hashtag hop, which is my first time participating in one of those. But if you click on the little hashtag in the title, or I'll also leave it down below in the description box, that's how you'll find all the videos in the hop. So just pausing here, I brought out my old Neapolitan Dear Lizzie paper pad, trying to use things up. I have tons of old Dear Lizzie and Amy Tangerine 6x6 paper pads that I've had forever. I just love them. But this yellow and white polka dot paper was perfect, and I had actually colored the bow before I even searched my paper pad for this paper, so it was kind of meant to be, I think. So for the sentiment, I'm using You Warm My Heart, just doing a little masking here because I want the word heart under the You Warm Mine. Now, I did have that down a little bit further to the bottom of that coffee sleeve. Originally, I thought I was going to put the heart more kind of centered over that space between you and warm, but I decided to put it more towards the left, kind of hanging off the cup. I thought that that balanced out the bow, which I'm going to put to, well, the center, but I don't know. I like the yellow. So now I'm just going to add some of my scrapbook.com skinny foam tape here. I love this stuff. It's a new craft supply favorite of mine for sure. So just going to add down that frame, and that's a Puffy Cloud frame by Pink and Main. And then I can go ahead and add my Pup in a Cup in the center. I'm going to add some Nouveau Glaze on to the muzzle. And make sure to leave a comment on my video and on as many as the other videos as you want. Every time you leave a comment, you will be entered for a $25 gift certificate to Not2Shabby, which is super exciting. So you can grab this stamp plus more. So that's awesome. So get lots of inspiration for the stamp set on the hop today. To finish off my card, I'm adding some sequins. And this little container is by Twiddler's Nook, a fellow crafty YouTuber. And her husband just started a business, and these little embellishment trays are amazing. You'll be seeing these in more of my videos. The link to these will be down below, as well as everything else that I use in the video today, including the link that will take you right to the Pup in a Cup stamp set at Not2Shabby Shop. So there's the card. I hope you like it. A nice, clean, and simple card, but I thought it worked well for this larger image. So here's a couple videos for you to take a look at until I'm back for the next video. Have a great day, everyone, and enjoy the hop. Bye!